Well, welcome to the Lake District, and I'm on my way to Angleton Pikes for an overnighter. I've actually brought gear with me for 4 nights of camping, but that won't all be wild camping. I've got a couple of nights where I'm in a National Trust campsite, just so I can get a little bit of civilization. So a Monday night out in the wild up at Angleton, a couple of nights in relative civilization. I'll do maybe a sunset shoot or two, but also keep out of the rain that is expected to come, heavy rain on Wednesday. And then Thursday I've got another camp planned at Helm Crag, all things permitting. So yeah, welcome. It's good to be back. Well, hello folks. I just wanted to interrupt this particular vlog to give you a bit of an update. So this is future Nigel here, and I am back at home. Well, it really didn't go all to plan, this trip, which is a shame because I had been so looking forward to my 4 days up in the lakes. So the first day I arrived was a Monday, and it was really hot. I decided after driving 300 or so miles from Southampton up to the lakes that I'd head straight up to Angleton Pikes. Now, it was a very, very hot day. It was also extremely humid, and I have to say I lost a lot of fluid on the way up to Angleton Pikes, and I really wasn't ready for it. I was carrying a lot of water with me. I drank a lot of water on the way up, but as fast as I was drinking it, I was just sweating it out again. And by the time I got up to Angleton Pikes, I really was pretty exhausted. The water in this place is just so clear. Look at it. It's beautiful. And there's a path there, just angling up relatively gently up to the saddle between these two crags, and I think that's the path I'm going to take up. I had intended to go quite a long way along, a couple of miles along this valley to get at Pattersdale, but in fact I don't need to do that. I can go up this path here between the two saddles, and then at the top I'll turn right towards Angleton, and that will probably cut at least 3/4 of a mile, maybe as much as a mile off my walk today, which in this heat and given the climb that is ahead, that's going to be a very welcome shortcut. Well, good evening folks. So here I am at Angleton and Angleton Pikes. Just look at this place. It's hardly a breath of wind where I am here, so hopefully I shouldn't have any issues with sound. I'm just doing a long exposure at the moment, so in that couple of minutes while it's doing that, I just thought I'd introduce you to Angleton Pikes. And what a beautiful evening. My tent is pitched just down there, just pretty much centre of the frame right now. And what I really want to get tonight is a shot of the Milky Way, and I'm really wondering where I'm going to leave my camera for this. I'm really tempted to just leave it up here on this hill, set the timer going and let it do its thing and see what happens. I don't think there's any kind of a risk that it's going to get stolen. I think the main risk is that a sheep might actually run into it, because I'm actually on a little sheep path here, but I could move it off the path. But it's actually not a bad composition, I think. So shaping up into a really beautiful evening. Just look at that. Gorgeous. I've also discovered that Angleton is it's kind of like a holiday home for most of the midges in the world. So I've actually got my midge net on over my head at the moment, which is another reason why I'm showing you the lake rather than me, because I suspect I do look pretty ridiculous at the moment. There's some nice warm colours coming up now. Might get a little bit of colour in the sky over on the horizon there. There you go, you can just about see, if I change the exposure, you can just about see the little bit of cloud on the horizon. Not very much. Well, that's not too bad, but I'm not entirely happy with the composition because there's a kind of band here, which is the shoulder of the hill just in front of me. And it doesn't really make for attractive foreground. So I wasn't completely happy with the composition from further down, so I've come right up here, and I've got at least some kind of rocks and stuff in the foreground, which may help. It may help, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like a really strong composition. I've also taken all the filters off. I had a polarizer on here. I had a two-stop soft grad on, and then I also had the big stopper. And apart from the fact it was slowing me down, they weren't really adding anything at all. You've got to kind of know when and when not to use filters. And in this situation, it's not like I'm trying to see into the water and see rocks and stuff like that. It's just not working. We're not getting lots of really unwanted reflections off the water. So I'm just going to leave it as it is, and we'll just take the shots without the filters and just keep it real simple. I've got to say that by this point I was really just too tired, and creative juices were absolutely not flowing, and that's kind of what happens when you get overtired and overstretched. And the right place for me to be was down in the tent just towards the left hand side of the picture that you can see right now. Okay, so I have set up the camera here to do the time-lapse to start at midnight. Hopefully it should be dark enough by then. It'll be about 2.5 hours after sunset. I've turned off all the sort of stuff like noise reduction and dynamic range control, all those kinds of things. Picture distortion control, really stripped it right back to just taking a basic picture, but I've set it to do 300 images, and they will be at 20 seconds per image on an ISO of 4000, and the aperture will be wide open at f2.8, and let's see what happens. The problem I've had today is that I've got no internet connection at all here, so PhotoPills will not give me the augmented reality that I was hoping for, so I can't tell in advance where the Milky Way is going to be, which is a bit of a pain. So I'll have to pop out sometime before midnight actually, when it's sort of dark enough, just to check where the Milky Way is and to see where it is in relation to my composition. But apart from that, I think we're pretty much set up and ready to go, and we'll see in the morning whether or not we've got our movie. The ground that I'm standing on here is actually relatively spongy, and so I've taken the precaution of using a tent guy rope and pegged it into the ground using the attachment here where you can attach like a camera bag, but I've decided to actually physically anchor it to the ground. This might not be a bad moment just to show you a little bit about this Manfrotto stand. Rather pleased with this. It's a lot lighter than the stand that I was using. As you can see, it's carbon fibre and has these very, very sturdy clips here. They really don't feel like they're ever going to break. And yeah, it stands pretty high when it's on level ground, and when the center column is fully extended, it's pretty much my height, and I stand at six feet. So it's got good range for it's a 4-part tripod, so that means that it fits nicely on the back of my rucksack as well. It's lighter, it's smaller, it actually feels sturdier, and yeah, I'm very pleased with it. The Manfrotto 190 CX Pro 4. The moon will rise at about 1/4 which is a bit of a shame, because it means I'm going to get some significant light pollution. I think it said that it's a crescent moon at about 37 25%, which is going to be a lot brighter than I would have liked, which might mean that we don't really see the Milky Way very clearly. Now, I don't mind admitting that this was a tough climb up here today. It's about 600 and something meters. It's not massively high, but I suppose that's best part of a couple of thousand feet. But it was really hot today, and I know I'm a bit wrapped up now because it's getting quite chilly now. But it was really warm. It was probably about 24, 25, maybe 26 degrees. Very hot sunshine, carrying 55 pounds of weight. And although I drank quite a lot on the way up here, I sweated a huge amount out, and so I have actually had to supplement my usual water supply. I normally bring 2 good sized bottles of water, one of these and one of these, the LifeStraw bottle. Very good actually, but those have fresh water in, but I haven't wanted to just use all of my fresh water up. I also had a filled water bladder in the back of the rucksack, and but what has really helped today is I brought 2 other things with me. I brought the Sawyer Mini squeeze system, which I picked up at Cotswold Outdoor, I think it was, in Ambleside on the way here, because I had a feeling that I was going to need a lot more water than I could actually carry, and so that did turn out to be the case. So I have actually used some of this, some water from up here from a natural source, and I also, so that's the little Sawyer Mini purifier. For those of you who don't know, you basically attach, you fill this with water, this bag, you fill the bag with water, and then you attach the Sawyer Mini to it like that, and then you can release this cap and just squeeze water out, or let it flow out naturally. So I have actually used some of that water that I have gathered locally, and the other thing I did, I brought a bottle with me so that I could fill the bag more easily, and so that I could also have a bit more water in here. And you can also attach the bottle directly to this, so if you remove that, that can screw directly on there, remove the lid, and there you go. So yeah, very impressed with that, very impressed indeed. Really pleased that I got that, because it means I don't have to be as frugal with my water up here as I otherwise would have done. I've got to say, I was really tired by the time I got up here, which is why I didn't do any filming of my cooking or anything like that. I just needed to get the tent up and get some food inside me, which is basically what I did. Some food and some water, and so yeah, I think you can get a lot more tired, is my experience today. You can get a lot more tired in heat than you tend to in the cold, and you can control things a bit more with the cold. You can just wrap up more, and you don't tend to lose anything like as much moisture from your body, where you can't really help that when it comes to the heat. You've just got to keep putting water in to match the water that's coming out, and if you don't, you can end up in a bit of bother. Anyway, there we go. Well, I have been searching around for a composition for the last hour and a bit, and if I'm honest, it's been a bit frustrating. It is a beautiful place, but it's very green, and I've really been struggling to find foreground detail, and I think I have it here, and I think this is probably worthy of getting all the long exposure stuff out. I might see what this is like with a polarizer, just to take some of this reflection off the water, and might just bring about some of the rock detail just below the surface. So the polarizer is on, everything's cleaned up. I've tried the polarizer in different rotations, and just to see what the effect is, not only on the water but on the sky as well, because I did notice that, and you will find this with very wide angle shots, that if you're using a polarizer and there's a lot of sky, as there is here, it's completely clear sky, no cloud sadly, that what will happen is that toward the edges, or at least one side of the image, you'll find that the sky just gets overly darkened by the effect of the polarizer. I'm about to set up for long exposure, but I just took a shot as it is right now because we've just got this moment of stillness on the lake and some nice reflections here on the surface with these rocks. Well, it's not bad, and I like the composition, but I've decided that the polarizer is just having too big an effect on the sky, so I'm going to remove the polarizer and we'll try that again. So here I am, sporting the latest fashion accessory for the Lake District, the anti-midge device, Midge net. Lovely, isn't it? But very necessary here. There are so many midges about.